Well, greetings and welcome back, Transformers, to the second video in the series of August 2020 tarot readings. The first video concerned a theme for the month, which we found in the King of Swords. Before we get into today's topic, or this week's topic, the first week of August, which we found in the Knight of Pentacles, I'll suggest that you go ahead and give me a pause, find the link down in the description, and watch that first video to review that, especially if you haven't already seen it, so that'll help to better contextualize what we'll talk about today. And if you already have seen it, I wouldn't hesitate to encourage you to do the same. Just for review, it's probably been a little bit of time since you've seen it, and that may help also to contextualize things. So I'll give you a few moments, and I'll see you back here shortly. So, as I had mentioned in the first video, we want to consider August as an opportunity to regroup and focus ourselves on developing in new ways of material sustenance. That being one aspect of the suit of Pentacles, which we see dominating the reading for the month. The majority of the cards showed up as Pentacles, so that really gives some weight to that aspect of our lives. Now, following suit, and of course, that pun had been intended, the majority of the cards in today's reading also come from the suit of Pentacles. We'll see a solid 3 out of 4. And we started with the Knight of Pentacles in the initial reading, which you'll remember. It's a very forward-looking and energetic card, although we don't see a huge amount of motion. It looks like right now he stands fairly still and gazes perhaps at his accomplishments or what he'd like to accomplish in a forward-looking direction. This tells me that we need to look forward to reach our own lofty financial, material, and sustainability objectives. Perhaps we'd do well, in fact, to first take some time to consider both what we've done well in that regard, what we've already accomplished or already come up with, as well as what we haven't done so well with, or what we haven't started to do yet, but that's been on our mind, that's held our interest, that maybe we've dreamed about for a while. This definitely seems like the message of the first two cards that I drew today. Look at the Five of Cups up top for a minute. It has a sense and a feeling of regret, and maybe even holding oneself back as a result of that regret. Perhaps you've let relationships and or emotions, areas of focus for the Suit of Cups, negatively affect your work toward your own objectives, maybe in the form of distractions or even non-support. And that can come both from outside, like family and friends, or within, holding yourself back, negative self-talk. That'll never work. Why should I even try? Recognize this, but don't let it stall your progress. Okay, maybe you already have, but in acknowledging that and accepting that, you can start to turn some of those cups upright and move forward, not worrying so much about the cups that have already spilled, as it were, in the depiction here. Rather, let it act as a catalyst for moving forward, for starting to get things done. Now take a look at the Ten of Pentacles. And this suggests a nice way of dealing with this, an all too familiar and known tendency, one that tends to hold back our purpose and growth. See, in this card, we don't see complacency and stagnation. Rather than holding yourself back with regret, you see celebration. You see what you want to have happen and what you could see happen in the near future. It requires work for such abundance. This card suggests transforming the negative that you've already seen and using that as fertilizer for the abundance that we see suggested both in the overall quantity of the pentacles, but also in the relationships, the harmony, and in the grapes, also a nice sign of abundance and a successful crop. Remember that for plants to produce, pruning often must occur. And so this is sort of another side, a less pleasant side, a less easy route than just saying, well, let's take a look at the abundance. The abundance and the focus thereon is necessary, but we also have to remember, as I mentioned, that sometimes for a crop to really bloom, pruning becomes necessary. In the case of someone or something that truly harms or hinders your progress, you may need to prune them back, at least temporarily. Don't give them leeway to hold you back or to prune your progress. Make a rational assessment of your relationships and your emotions, and then deal with them accordingly. It looks like my candle's about to go out. But no matter, the candle may go out, but we won't. Finally, to keep this relatively short, take a look at this bottom card, which really gives us some nice advice for what we want to focus on for the remainder of the week, and really as a nice foundation for the rest of the month. The 8 of Pentacles, which reminds us not to neglect the value and necessity of hard work. We can get caught up in emotions, friends, family, circumstances, esoteric law of attraction principles, and we can forget some of the basic necessities for producing the abundance that we want to. Hard work, not getting distracted. Find your purpose, stick to it, nose to the grindstone work, and enjoyment for the task. That's the way you reach mastery. Just simply enjoying the work for the sake of the work without worrying about an exponential increase in skill. Accepting the reaching of plateaus in progress and still moving forward. Dedication to the work that you want to do, knowing that eventually it will pay off. So, ponder over this for the next few days. The second week card, we will see that at the beginning of the week. You won't have to wait until the middle or end of next week, where we'll discuss the 4 of Pentacles and its context in August 2020. Until then, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for regular updates. You'll get notifications about those. Don't forget to comment and share questions below or thoughts, and make sure to follow the social media links for more regular and varied content updates. You'll find those in the description as well. Until then, keep transforming